If I told you Peppa is already dead, would you fall apart on the spot? I know you're thinking, there's no way. So here's the proof. Now listen closely, because this is what I think really happened. Peppa had a twin sister. Growing up, the two of them were happy. Until two things happened that completely rewrote Abby's fate. First, Peppa suddenly blew up online. She became a global superstar overnight, and her whole family started cashing in on it. But then, when Peppa was 4, everything collapsed. She was diagnosed with a rare illness, and the doctor said that when she turned 7, she would need an organ transplant, or she might not survive. The moment Daddy Pig heard that, he made a cold, evil choice. He took Abby with Tilth and locked her in the basement. From that day on, Abby understood the truth. She wasnn't utter anymore. She was a backup plan, a living organ bank waiting to be used. And that's where the rumor of the 5th person in the house comes from. At first, Daddy Pig's plan was going exactly how he wanted, until the unthinkable happened. Peppa died anyway, and that was just a family tragedy for Daddy Pig. It was a financial disaster, because without Peppa, the fame dries up, the money dries up, the entire perfect family brand collapses. Daddy Pig couldn't accept that, so he came up with something even more insane. He pulled Evie out of the basement and made her become Peppa, because they're twins. To everyone else, they look identical. Most people would never notice, and at the same time, Daddy Pig used his connections with the Queen to keep Peppa's death completely sealed, locked down, buried, so almost nobody ever found out. After that, the family acted like nothing happened and kept living the same rich life like everything was normal. But here's the part I can't stop thinking about. Evie didn't choose any of this, and I don't believe she'll forgive Daddy Pig. One day she might make him pay for everything. What do you think?
Have you ever noticed Peppa might actually be a boy? I know, that sounds like it could ruin your childhood, but hear me out. First, Peppa's design has no obvious gender traits. He and George look almost identical. The only difference is the color of their clothes. Second, Peppa's behavior is more neutral, even masculine. He loves adventure and challenges. Remember the cave episode? Daddy Pig was too scared to ride the zip line, but Peppa slid down without hesitation and loved every second of it. He also loves jumping in muddy puddles and even enjoys playing soccer, activities usually tied to boys. Third, the name Peppa. Sure, it's often treated as a girl's name, but it comes from pepper, which is gender neutral. In English and Latin-based languages, many feminine names are made by just adding a at the end. Paul becomes Paula, Roberto becomes Roberta. So Peppa's parents giving him that name wasn't strange. But maybe that name was used to cover up the truth. In fact, the name Peppa itself might be the biggest clue. Fourth, the show rarely gives direct proof Peppa is a girl. Most of us just assumed it, but if you look closely, Peppa often acts like George's older brother. Take away the pink dress, and he could easily pass as a boy. Fifth, Peppa's voice. It's not the typical high-pitched girly sound, it's more neutral.
This is my little brother George.
Compare it to Susie's voice, which clearly sounds like a girl.
Who's gonna be the sick person?
And sixth, the parents always emphasize George is the little brother, but they almost never call Peppa their daughter. So here's the real question. Why would Peppa's parents want to disguise him as a girl? Drop your theories in the comments. I might feature the best ones in my next video.
Have you noticed these creepy Peppa Pig moments? First, the playgroup. George uses blue paint, and the dinosaur ends up with black eyes. The second those eyes appear, the toy feels alive. If that brush were yours, what would you draw? Next, Mummy Pig might be gone. In Canyon Country, before the helicopter ride her shoes are blue. After they land, they're purple. You think it's just a mistake. I don't. The hint says the real Mummy Pig was killed, and what we're seeing is a vampire imposter. Mastermind, Madame Gazelle. White target Mummy Pig. Just the decision minus maker of the pig family. Control her. Control the family and their money. Then the camping trip with Madame Gazelle. Count them. With her, there are 9 people. Night falls. She tells a story in the tent, and the shadows on the canvas. Only 8. Where did one go? Also, parking ticket. Daddy Pig parks illegally. Miss Rabbit takes a photo. Looks fine until he gets home and realizes, from where she stood, that angle is impossible. So who actually took the picture? Finally, Santa's grotto. Everyone displaying at the fair, nobody notices Zoe and her mom quietly watching them. At the same time, they're also on the Ferris wheel, overseeing the whole town. My wild theory, they're aliens. Because who else can be in the places at once? If that's true, it's their goal. Other shocking Peppa finds. Drop them in the comments, I'll feature them in a future video.